אפשר להתחיל. בעזרת השם יתברך, we are going to prepare ourselves to this beautiful night of Leila Seder. This is a night, a very special night, and one of the things that we are learning from this night is how we can change. And I will show you it written in the Agadah of Pesach. הרב, אתה יכול לשים להם את המקטע, מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות. It's written in the Agadah, מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות. You all knows the song, מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות. The simple translation is Manistana, what is different this night from all the other nights. This is the translation, simple translation. But we have here like a code or advice to know what to do in our life to start in the night, start in the darkness, and to finish process to be free people. I will show you what is written here, and I hope that you will understand. Ma in Hebrew, it's Gematria 45. Gematria 45, it's the name Adam. Human being, Adam, it's 45 in Gematria. Nishtana, the meaning is, what is the change? What we have to do to change. Nishtana, Shinui is changing. Halayla, if you're going to read this word in Hebrew, you will see, soon you will put it on the screen, you will see that the letters repeat themselves. A, Lamed, Yud, Lamed, A. It means that I can read the word Alayla from the right to the left and from the left to the right, and I will read the same word, Alayla. The meaning is, if you take the first part, the A and the Lamed, in Gematria is 35. You see the word in the middle. It's 45. It's 35, excuse me. And if you put the Yud, the little point, like we have learning together 0 point, you get 45. And then you go from the left to the right. Again, you have A Lamed, it's 35. And the little point is 45. The meaning is that every one of us, we have the good side and the bad side. We have the good Yetzer Tov and the bad Yetzer Hara. We have the front and we have the back. This world, it's a polar world. It's a sphere which is polar. The meaning is that polarity is the inverse energy on the same axis. So, Ma Nishtana, do Hashem want us in our life to change completely, to be another human being, or Hashem asked us to find the little Yud, the little point, and when we find the little point, we can start to evaluate, to go up, to get new knowledge, and ourselves, not somebody else, the same human being can go up and can go down. And we are all going around a little point. This little point is the letter Yud, and the letter Yud in Hebrew, it's Chokhmah, to be sage. So, to really go up to really do evaluation in our life, we need to use only one thing: wisdom. We need to learn, we need to develop our consciousness, and then we can go up. And if God preserve us from this, but if we start to be without any objective, without any wisdom, without any lesson, without any instruction in our life, it's written, אין מחשבת עריות שורה, אלא בלב הפנוי מן החוכמה. It's written that we start to have bad thought only when our heart is free from wisdom. But when we have wisdom, we are learning things in our life. It can be in every field that you like and you love. Then your heart is full of chokhmah, of wisdom, and then the bad thought cannot be there. So we have to know that each one of us, we are like a screw. We can move in one direction and go out from the wood, or to move in the opposite direction and go inside deep into the wood. We decide what is the direction. So you see that Hey Lamed in the beginning and Hey Lamed in the end is the same. And in the middle, there is a small point that we call it Nekudat HaEfes, the 0 point, the point when we have reached the good midot, the good characters, to be able to be connected to wisdom. And then the fourth word is Azeh. Alayla Azeh, this night. Azeh is this. But if you look the word Hazeh, you will see exactly the same phenomenon like the one before. Hazeh is A Zayin, from right to left, and Hey Zayin from left to right. So if we are going to take the Hey and the Zayin, which is 5 and 7, and we make gematria, we have 12. And if we put something that's written in Hebrew, Akolel, with the word, it's one more, we get 13. 13 is Echad, A'ava. So, if we are going to choose a way to start to develop ourselves and go from wisdom to wisdom, the only tool that we can use to really make development, self-development, is love. If you want to help people to develop themselves, but you judge them and you make them down, they cannot develop themselves, even if they want. They cannot. Why? Because the development is wisdom. But we know, and we learn together a long time, that the brain is obeying to the heart. So if I don't feel love, my heart is closed. And when my heart is closed, my brain is also closed. I believe that each one of you in your life, you had the experience that you learned very good for an exam, in school, in university, whatever, in work, and you know the things. But when you go to the exam and you are sitting and you start, you have blackout. What is blackout? Why our brain is blocked? If you go deep inside your feeling, you will see that a bad feeling take over. And because the bad feeling take over, like fear, like jealousy, like judgment, all the bad feeling, when they start to work, they take over. And when they take over, they just close the light of the brain. So we are stuck. And if you see what is written here, you can understand. Ma, human being, Nishtana can change Alayla, this night, but again, you can go from the good side of you to the bad side of you. Hazeh, because of good feeling or bad feeling, Mikol Haleilot. This night is different from all the other nights in the year. And because we are not living on Eretz Israel, we have the chance to have 2 nights of Leila Seder, 2 Yom Tov. So we have double, we win the double opportunity to rise ourselves, our conscience. And now, what is the reason that this light, it's like open doors to go up? It's written in Kabbalah books that Leila Seder, this night, this is the night of Geulah. This is the night that HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out from being slaves to be free people. So this light that can release you from slaving, and slave is not just to be slave of somebody. You can be slave of your work, you can be slave of your feeling, you can be slave of some people around you, depending. And this night, we are depending on nobody, just Hashem Levado. Only HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, He is the one that is going to deliver us from this slavery, which is putting people on closed sphere and not on open one. So now they are going to give us 4 advice, which are 4 degrees that we can do in our life or in this night. And these 4 degrees deblock our stand of the mind to be slave. Listen, it's very, very interesting. Shebechol halelot, that I just translate. Shebechol halelot, that every night, ein anu madbidin, we don't put the vegetable on salt water. Afilu פעם אחת, even one time we don't do it. הלילה הזה 2 פעמים. This night, twice. Before I continue, I want to tell you, there is a book that says that we have to observe the letters, and then we learn the signification of the word. So when we take shebechol, the first word, when we take shebechol, we have 2 words. We have lamed bet, which is heart, lev, and we have shin chaf, which is 320. You see it? We have lev. Yes, Ishaya?
בשני שבכל הלילות הנכונים?
שבכל, המילה שבכל, in this word, שבכל, you have 2 letters, lamed and bet, which is heart, lev. You see it? And then you have shin and chaf, which is 320, 10 times lev. So we have 11 times lev. If you want to make changement in your life, you must first of all align your feelings until the feelings are bad feelings or hurt feelings, or to hate somebody, or to be jealous. When our feelings are not aligned, are not straight, we cannot develop ourselves. So this is the reason that the 4 advice, the first word of the advice is, first of all, your heart. You must clean your heart. To clean our heart, we must forgive. Why we don't forgive people? Because we are used, we have bad
habit,
habit not to forget people, not to forgive to people. So the first thing that you have to do in this night, because we are all together, we must first of all forget everyone. Forgiven, excuse me. And in my Leila Seder, when I do it with family and people from the community, I always say two things before we start the Leila Seder. The first thing I say is that this night is a special night, that things broken and things will be messed and the wine will be falling. Everything will happen this night. Why? Because the Yetzer Hara, the bad side, want us to be nervous. He want us to close our heart. He want us to judge people. Why you don't be careful? But the reality is that people want to have a good night like you. So the first thing I say to people is, forgiven. You must start this night and say, we know that everything will be broken, and we know that the food will be falling and the wine will fall. We know everything. And we forgot from the beginning. Not be nervous on the children and on the woman and then the man. No nervous. This is one condition. Second condition, to go through a good night is that we need to say, I don't know how to say it in English, but in Hebrew we say, הריני מקבל עליי מצוות עשה של ואהבת לרעך כמוך. I take on myself the positive commandment to love other people like I love myself. Point. And then another phrase. הריני מוחל וסולח לכל מי שחטא ופשע נגדי. I forgive to anyone that made me bad things. I forgive everybody. And the third thing we have to say, ולא יענה שום אדם בסיבתי, לא בעולם הזה ולא בעולם הבא. We ask Hashem that nobody will be punished because of me. Not in this world, not in the other one. If you say this, you will feel completely clean and relief. And then we can start the development work. What is the first advice? שבכל הלילות אין אנו מטבילין אפילו פעם אחת. That all the nights of the year we don't put the vegetables on salt water, which we do in ליל הסדר. הלילה הזה שתי פעמים. This night we do it twice. What they want to teach us, first step to grow up in spirituality. The first step is to accept, to change habits. This is the things. Accept to change your habit. I will give you a very simple exercise, very, very simple, but you will see it makes miracle difference. You know that every one of us, when we live somewhere, and for example, we go out in the morning to walk, you know that we do exactly the same way. Exactly. So, if we go out from the house or the building to go somewhere and we take the left, tomorrow take the right. That's all. You will see how difficult it is. You will want to take the right and you go left. This is the first thing that we have to do. To be a free human being, we don't have to be slave of habits. First things. It's beautiful when you start to train yourself to stop to have some habits. You will see how good it is to develop. The second advice is שבכל הלילות, that every night we eat chametz or matzah. We eat all the bread or the matzah. הלילה הזה כולו matzah. What the sage wanted to tell us. They say, after you are able to change habits, you became human being that is free to choose. Because in this night, it's right that we eat matzah. The Jewish people eat only this very thin bread, yes? But we can go anywhere and buy the real bread, which is forbidden. So why I don't eat the bread? If I don't eat the bread because I'm afraid to be punished, and I'm afraid because I'm afraid from God that He will be very, very angry on me, it don't mean that I don't eat the bread. It means that I'm afraid to eat it. But what they say here is, every night of the years, you can eat all this bread or the matzah. You are free to. But this night, choose the matzah. And you know that we are Hasidim. We don't eat the matzah with humidity at all. So people has to choose not to eat humid matzah. It's a choose, it's a choice. It's not something that we are afraid of. I will tell you the example. There are a lot of people that never made the Leil HaSeder. They are Jewish and they eat bread and they are living their life. So if we say, if you eat bread in Pesach, you're going to be punished, you're going to die, you're going to be sick. This is not the way to say to people, because people don't afraid of nothing. But if we tell them, you can be free to choose not to eat the bread, then people feel very, very good. Because when we are feeling good, when we are addicted to habit, or when we are free and we can choose not to continue any habit, when we are more happy, of course that we are more happy that when, for example, people like alcohol or people like sugar, and they understand that no, it's not good to drink more alcohol, and they stop. Or somebody cannot stop himself and he became drunk. Who is more happy? Who have more happiness? The one that choose to stop. You know, in this night of Leil HaSeder, we have the four glues, yes? 4 glues of wine.
4 cups
4
of
glasses.
wine. 4 cups of wine.
4 cups of wine. But you know, the quantity that we have to drink is small. It's like this. It's really not too much. But people bring beautiful glasses, big one, and then they tell them, you have to drink all the glass. Imagine after 4 glasses of wine, you know, and this story about the wine, it's written in the Mishnah 2,000 years ago, that people after the second glass of wine, cup of wine, they was falling asleep. They could not finish the Leil HaSeder. Why? Because they are not free. Because they don't choose. They cannot choose, you know. There is a lot of people around you. They cannot choose. Why they cannot choose? Because the first step, what was? Can you change habit? Can you decide to change habit? I will give you a simple example. Try to do this. Look, cross your hands. Cross the hands. You will see every one of us cross the hand the same way. And now I will tell you, cross them opposite. Kling lang. It's difficult. It's just crossing the hands. It's not something very, very difficult. But you see, this is an habit. So if you start to choose to change habit, I will give you another example. You know that there is a lot of studies to show that people write in the same way. They take the pen in the same way. And this is the reason that the way to think is limited. You know what they say? Change the finger. Take the pen in another way and then start to write. Now look what I do. We all learn in school to take it like this. Put it in the middle between two. And you will see that in the beginning you cannot write. Why? Because it's an habit. But if you're going to start to write like this, there is even pen that you can buy that adapt to change the position. The brain change the way you think. And then you can be stronger than your habits. And then you can be free to choose. So you see that there is like stage. The first stage is breaking habits. Second stage is to be free to choose. So this Leila Seder, it's like Shabbat, you know. People say, oh, Shabbat is difficult. I cannot go. I cannot smoke. They are slaves. They are suffering. But when you choose, you say, okay, Shabbat, I choose the day. This is the day. This is what I have to do. That's all. I am not suffering to do it. So the real work to go to the light is not to be suffering all the way. It's exactly the opposite. Like I told you, when we made the 0-point meditation, we don't have to apply any force, any strength, no need. Because if you put strength, you get resistance. But 0-point is no resistance. The third degree is Shebechol Aleilot. This is a good one. Anu ochlim she'ar yerakot. We eat all kinds of vegetables. Alayla hazeh kulo maror. This night we eat salads. Why we eat salads? Because the root of the salad in the beginning is bitter. You know, the white part of the salad down is bitter in the beginning. But if you eat it slowly in your mouth, what happened, you know? It became sweet. If you eat the salad, in the beginning it's bitter, but after some seconds, it became sweet. This is one of the most beautiful teaching in our life. Hollywood, Netflix, and all these liars teach us that life is always has to be sweet. But life cannot always be sweet. But the people that accept to go through the bitter time, they can find the sweet time. People that want only sweet time never reach only sweet time. And when they find or they meet the bitter time, they became very weak. They became very, very unable. It put them on the ground. Why? Because of education. And it's written in the Mishnah, Lefum tzara agra. Sometime there is period in your life that you will get the price of the difficulty by what? The strongs of hard time that you go through. And after hard time come good time. Why? Because we are in a sphere that is moving around an axe. The sphere is moving around the axe. It means that we have in the day 24 hours. We have part of the day which is dark and part of the way which is light. But if somebody don't accept the dark time, he cannot accept the light time. There are people walking in the night. Trucks, people, all their life go ups and down. And when you check hormones, they don't have melatonin like they need to have. Why? Because when it's dark and we need to sleep and to rest and to make digestion process and to have melatonin to relax the muscles and all the body, we are awake, we are walking, yes, and then come the day and we want to sleep. But the day is light, and light is vitamin D, and vitamin D is processing the nervous system. So imagine people that work only night and sleep in the day. They have no night and they have no day. So they say here, after you can be free to choose, you can put bitter salad in your mouth and eat it. But if I'm not free to choose, when I have bitter taste in my mouth, what I do? I throw it away because it's not good. It's because I am not free. I cannot choose. And how many times in our life, when we are in a certain age, after a certain age, sometimes we know that the decision now it's bad, but after time it's going to be good. And young people cannot understand you. They say, why you do it? Because no, you see only a part of the process. But because of my age, I can see all the process. And the process, the full process is the good that come after the bad. I will give you an example. If you have children or relationship with people, how many times people make mistake with you? A lot. It's normal. It's human. But if you will catch them doing the mistake, they cannot go over this. They will stay with you in bad relationship. So what we do? We just don't see when you do bad things. And it's written in the Rambam Rabbi Ishaya, אל תסתכל על אדם בשעת כלכלתו. Why we don't see people when they do bad things? You know why? Because if you catch them doing the bad things, they cannot make evaluation to be back good. They will resist to prove to you that they didn't did what they did. So this third advice is to be able to accept that it's bitter and it's going to be sweet. So every parents have this magic ability to forgive to their children. We don't want not to forgive the children. We don't want the children go and not come back anymore. We don't want. So we know, like us, like them, that sometimes we do wrong things in our life. It's normal. It's simply normal. So why we don't forgive? Because people don't forgive us. And when we are used to be judged and people don't forgive us, we don't forgive other people. But this night of Leila Seder, the light is so bright, it's so good that everybody is forgiven. I will show you a beautiful example. Look. One minute. Show you something beautiful. Look. Question. What is the color of my clothes? Black. Yes, it's black? Okay. I take the light of Leila Seder, look. And then I approach the light to my clothes. Look what happened. What is the color now? And now became almost white. Question, did my clothes change the color? No, it stayed black. But because the light, it look white. This is the story of our life. Hashem Yitbarach, God is light. And this night is coming close to us. Natural process. So everything, even if it's black, now it's white. The only thing we have to do, is to accept, to be white and not to stay black. That's all. Or being light and not to stay in darkness. To do this, we must accept that before sweet, it's bitter. Very simple. And the fourth advice, the last one, שבכל הלילות, every night, אנו אוכלים בין יושבים ובין מסובים. Sometimes we are sitting, these chairs that we are sitting on, they are not good for the digestion and they are not good for the body. They are good only to be polite like European people. Look, the other cultures, they sit, they are lying, I think. איך אומרים? נשכב?
Reclining.
Yes? Huh?
Reclining.
They are reclining when they eat. Look, Muslim people, look, but when you are in very polite and very strict education, you must sit. I was raised in France, in the school, you must sit. They teach you how to put your body straight, because if you move, you go out from the class, and it was a very big punishment. But it's not normal for our body. And this night, you know what they say? This night, הלילה הזה, כולנו מסובים. This night, we are all free people. We are all like kings. So we are sitting like this, in a freedom way. How you reach this freedom? What was the process? First step was, you remember, that I change. I'm not somebody else. I don't want to be somebody else. Myself, The way I was born, I want to go up like a scroll. The second was I changed my bad habits. I train myself to change habits. And then I became stronger than my habits. The second advice was free of choice. You are free to eat bread and you are free to eat matzah. But in this night, you have to choose to eat the matzah. The third one was every night we eat all kind of vegetables. This night we are going to eat salad, which in the beginning is bitter and then it became sweet. And when you made this changement or had new knowledge, then you are a king, you are free. And the reason it's written in the Torah, why Hashem took us out from Egypt is to be free people. This is the reason that we've been the slave so many years, to have the taste, to have the to give the importance of freedom. Most of the people don't know how expensive, how important it is to be a free human being. Most of the people in the Western cultures are slaves. Slaves to habit, slave to addiction, slave to emotion, slave to the money, slave to always they must do thing. I must do it. I cannot stop. I cannot. I don't permit myself. It's not freedom. It's exactly the opposite. The only thing they tell that you are free to, which is a lie, is to vote. You can vote what you want, but this is not true. Because you vote, you are influenced before this by advertising who to vote to. We don't know the people that we vote. We don't know what they do after they are elected. We know nothing, but they give us this freedom to say, I decide who will be the president. Nobody decide who will be the president, believe me. So if you want to be real free people, you can go after these good advices in your life, not only in Leila Seder. And I think that you can be very happy of these good advices. Do you have any questions?
Is there a
No
time
question.
that a habit can actually be something positive? For example, a person has the
Yes,
habit to wake up to
of
shacharit.
course. Of course, of course. I said that you can change. I didn't say that habit is not good. תמידים כסדרן רבה אמונתך. We must do things regularly. But I will ask you a question. If somebody is slave to habit, and now he is obliged because hospital, because the plane, because don't know what, he is obliged not to practice an habit, how he will feel?
Difficult.
Very bad, yes? But we are free people. We don't feel bad. We just understand that no, it's not possible. That's all. But after this, tomorrow, what we do? We go back to the habits. You understand? This is the difference between freedom and be happy, then be slave and always be judged. Questions? No questions. I thank you very, very much. I think if you want us to distribute these lessons to as much possible people, just help us to share. I don't know how to do it, but for you, it's just to do something. And I think that people will be very happy to learn these good advices from Torah. Thank you very much. Hashem bless you. Shavua Tov and Laila Tov.